Rituals and procedures for commencing retreat. Practice instructions from Lama Thubten Yeshi, Pabonka Rinpoche, and Jumba Trinlay Tenzin Gyatso. To do this practice in full, it is required to receive the highest Yoga Tantra empowerment of Haruka or any other deity of the highest Yoga Tantra class. However, one may do this practice without such an empowerment. In such a case, the practitioner would skip the self-generation as indicated on page 13. Ritual for commencing the retreat. Usually a Tibetan Geshe or Sangha member is requested to perform the ritual for commencing the retreat. If this is not possible, you can perform the ritual yourself as described below. All ritual items referred to may not be available. In that case, make creative substitutions as necessary. Even pictures of things like dorjes and bells are sufficient. The main activities include blessing the inner offering, blessing the action vase, blessing the outer offerings, offering the gektor, torma for the interferers, to pacify interferences, consecrating the retreat place, establishing the boundaries for your retreat, consecrating the seat, and consecrating the practitioner. For beginners, if this ritual seems overwhelming, a simplified version can be found on page 26. To begin retreat, the altar should be set up as described above with an additional set of offering bowls. In addition, you will need a gektor offering plate consisting of 3 small tormas. Stacks of biscuits, cookies, etc. are fine, with a tea light, candle, or butter lamp placed in front of each torma, and 3 pieces of dough or bread that have been squeezed in the palm of one's hand with the thumb pressing down to leave an impression of all one's fingers in the dough, placed in the back of the plate behind the tormas. The plate should be clean and uncracked. The gektor can be placed on the altar below the other tormas or off to the side. On a small table in front of you should be placed from your left to right a small container with your inner offering, a small bowl of rice and a small bowl of mustard seeds, dorje, bell, damaru, action vase, the one with the spout, and mala. The bompa with the vase is belly, long neck, and spout. In addition, you will need a small dorje with 5-colored string attached to it. Photos and video to follow. So you'll need very squishy white bread, a cutting board, a knife, a little bit of water, and a tiny dish that is nice and clean. You'll also need 3 candles and a lighter for later. And optional is butter for ornaments. Hi folks, so I'm going to show you how to make the easiest possible gektor using just white bread and a little bit of water. So here we go. You've got your very squishy, very white bread with lots of oil and preservatives. Grab a slice, cut it diagonally, cut off the crust. Okay, triangle, triangle. Now you take a little bit of water, maybe tap one little corner, roll it, squish it together. Squish it together like that, and then squish it down so it stays put. Do it 2 more times. Squish, squish. Try and maintain a little tip because we're trying to keep that torma-ish shape. Sometimes it helps to do a tiniest bit of water on the bottom to make it stick. Go ahead and get another slice of bread. Cut off the crust. Make a nice triangle. Moisten a tip. Bring it around. Squish. Squish. Tiny bit on the bottom to stick it. Squish. And then you've got 3. That guy's not so beautiful, so I'm gonna just tuck it like that. Okay. So you've got these bits of crust, and these will go for the behind squish things that you have to show your finger imprints. So grab a couple, see if they can squish without any water. Sometimes it's moist enough. Use your thumb to push there, and what you want is an indentation that has all of the fingers. Those go behind. See, here's the back, put them behind. So grab another couple, squish, squish, making sure that there's an indentation of all your fingers. Yeah, not too bad. Going behind. And the last one. This one's a little dry, might need a tiny bit of water. Not too much or it'll get gross. Push the sides in, get those indentations like that. So then in the back, you wind up getting something like that. Oop, there's a jumper like that. And they can just, stack up behind, that's just fine. And then in the front, you want to have your candles. 1, 2, 3 candles. They don't have to be beeswax ones like I have. They can be regular tea lights, they can be birthday candles, no worries. Now, if you're feeling really ambitious, you can add the little butter ornaments that are traditional. This is still quite easy. So I've started 2, and then you just pop it on the front like that, and a little drop one on the top like that. So they wind up looking like that. 3 circles, 3 drops. So if you want to make these, what you do is you just take some regular butter that's a little bit softened already, and you can use a knife or you can use your hands as long as they're clean. Just take a little sliver, maybe even less than that, and you see it's quite soft, and you just squish it into a circle. Yeah. And the thinner the better. Mine are really thick and quickly made. You can make yours more beautiful. But basically, when you get a nice little circle going, like that, pop it in the fridge and let it chill for a minute, and then you can make it perfect. So there's the circle. And then for the drop, I just take a tiny little bit, squish down the bottom, form a little tip, just like that. And again, pop it in the fridge and you can make it more beautiful. The actual ritual. Page 13. Ritual for commencing the retreat. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Here you can arise as dark blue Haruka with 1 face and 2 hands holding Dorje and bell if you have that empowerment, or you can arise as Vajrayogini, 1 face and 2 arms, holding a skull cup and curved knife. But think out of emptiness. Because of bodhicitta, you arise as the deity. Remove the lid of the inner offering. Om Kandaroi Hum Hum Pe. Om Sawa Shuddha Sawa Dhamma Sawa Shuddho Ham. All is void. Out of the void appears a seed syllable Ah. It turns into a huge white skull cup containing the 5 meats and nectars. They melt, becoming an ocean of the Amrita energy of divine transcendental wisdom. Om Ahum Ha-Hori, Om Ahum Ha-Hori, Om Ahum Ha-Hori. Blessing the action vase. Om Gandarohi Hum Hum Pe, Om Sawawa Shuddha Sawa Dhamma Sawawa Shuddho Ham. Reflect on emptiness. While it is empty, from broom appears a jeweled white vase with a big belly and a long neck, having a spout and so forth, complete with all the qualities. Om Tapte Tapte Maha Tapte Soha. The divine water of the Ganges and the vase water become inseparable. Above this, from palm, appears a lotus and sun disk. Upon this is a human corpse seat and a palm, which transforms into a curved knife adorned with palm. This transforms into the deity Kandarohi, red with one face and two arms. Her right hand holds a curved knife, and left a skull cup with a katvanga resting on her left shoulder. She is adorned with bone ornaments, naked, with her hair kept loose, wearing a crown of 5 dried human heads and a necklace of 50 dried human skulls. She has 3 eyes and stands with her right leg outstretched. At her crown is a white Om, throat a red Ah, and heart a blue Hum, from whom beams are emitted, invoking the wisdom beings similar to what one has visualized, and the empowering deities from their natural abode. Pem! Zahum Bam Ho. They become non-dual. Empowering deities confer the empowerment, and Ratnasambhava appears to adorn her crown. Blessing the outer offerings. Om Kandarohi Hum Hum Pe, Om Sawawa Shuddha Sawa Dhamma Sawawa Shuddho Ham. While the offerings are empty, Kam appears and transforms into a skull container, inside of which from whom's appear the offering substances. Empty in nature, they have the aspect of the individual offering substances. Their function as objects of enjoyment of the 6 senses is to confer special uncontaminated bliss. Om Hagyamahum, Om Padyamahum, Om Vajrapupeyahum, Om Vajrarupeyahum, Om Vajra-alokeyahum, Om Vajra-gandeyahum, Om Vajra-nudeyahum, Om Vajra-shapta-ahum. Presenting the offerings to Kandarohi in the vase. Om Hagyam Padyam Bhupe Dupe Aloke Gande Nude Shapta Pratisahum Soha. Om Kandarohi Saparivare Om Ahum. Kandarohi, the female one dressed in white, is the element of fire, the essence of remembering Dharma, the principal dakini of the lotus rays. To you I prostrate and praise. Now take the small dorje with the 5-colored thread tied onto it. Place the small dorje on top of the action vase, or on top of the small conch with water in it on the action vase. And hold the other end of the string with the left thumb and ring finger at the heart. The other hand or the same hand can also hold the mala. Most important is to visualize. The action vase is the one with the spout. If possible, put it on a white lotus. Pure clean water or saffron water, of course, is ideal. Then you take the conch, the little conch if you have one, pour a tiny bit of the saffron water in it. Set it on top. Then you take your dorje with the 5-colored string, holding it to your heart. Set it in if you can. Like this. You can use the mala to count. Hold the string with the left thumb and ring finger at the heart. From one's own heart, garlands of mantra go out through the mantra string, persuading Kandarohi, the vase deity's holy mind. Beams are emitted from the deity's heart, all the blessings of the holy body, holy speech, and holy mind of all the victors and their children of the 10 directions are invoked in the aspect of nectar beams, which absorb into the vase deity. From the deity's holy body, nectar flows down and fills up the whole vase. So contemplating that, then do 108. Om Kandarohi Hum Hum Pe Om Kandarohi Hum Hum Pe Om Kandarohi Hum Hum Pe Om Kandarohi Om Kandarohi Hum Hum Pe. And then purify mistakes and omissions. And then take the conch that has a tiny bit of vase water, pour it into the action vase. You don't need these anymore for the rest of the retreat, but you do need this. From one's own heart, garlands of mantra go out through the mantra string, persuading Kandarohi's holy mind. Beams are emitted from the deity's heart. All the blessings of the holy body, holy speech, and holy mind of all the victors and their children, the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, are invoked in the aspect of nectar beams, which absorb into the vase deity. From the deity's holy body, nectar flows down and fills up the whole vase. Holding that visualization, you add the mantra. Om Kandarohi Hum Hum Pe, 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 Om Kandarohi Om Kandarohi Hum Hum Pe, Om Kandarohi Hum Hum Pe, Om Kandarohi Hum Hum Pe, Om Kandarohi Hum Pe, Om Kandarohi Hum Pe, Om Kandarohi Hum Pe, Om Om Kandarohi Hum Hum Pe. Now recite the 100-syllable Vajrasattva mantra to purify any excesses, omissions, or mistakes in the ritual. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Deno Badisha Dito Mibawa Sudokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mibawa Anorakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sawa Kama Sutsam Siddham Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. And make offerings. Om Bhagyam Pratisa Soha Om Padyam Pratisa Soha Om Vajra Pupe Pratisa Soha Om Vajra Dupe Pratisa Soha Om Vajra Haloke Pratisa Soha Om Vajra Gande Pratisa Soha Om Vajra Nude Pratisa Soha Om Vajra Shapta Pratisa Soha Om Kandarohi Sapare Ware Om Ai Hum. Kandarohi, the female one dressed in white, is the element of fire, the essence of remembering Dharma, the principal dakini of the lotus rays. To you I prostrate and praise. The vase deity melts into light with the fire of great attachment. The essence of bodhicitta becomes of one taste with the vase water. Actualize the dispelling water of the action vase in this way. Pick up the dorje that is on the vase, as well as the conch, and if there's water in the conch shell, then you pour it into the vase. Wrap the string around it and place it on the table. Now place a twig having leaves of a fruit tree into the mouth of the vase. The vase is now empowered and ready for work. This twig can be any non-poisonous plant. It should be straight and vital, full of life, and you'll need to change it every couple of days so that it's fresh. Offering torma to the local spirits. First blessing the torma. The torma for the local spirits stays on your altar to one side for the duration of the retreat. We dispel interferences using the vase water, flicking the stick twice. With the first recitation, sprinkle the tormas with the action vase water. With the second recitation, sprinkle with inner offering. Om Kandarohi Hum Hum Pe. Om Kandarohi Hum Hum Pe. purify into emptiness with Om Sawawa Shuddha Sawadama Sawawa Shuddho Hum. From the sphere of emptiness, the letter Broom becomes a vast and expansive jeweled vessel, inside of which the syllable Om melts and becomes a great ocean of uncontaminated, exalted wisdom nectar. Om Ah Hum, Om Ah Hum, Om Ah Hum. Offering the Torma. Nama Sawa Tathagata Avalokite Om Sambara Sambara Hum. Nama Sawa Tathagata Avalokite Om Sambara Sambara Hum. Nama Sawa Tathagata Avalokite Om Sambara Sambara Hum. I prostrate to the Tathagata many jewels. I prostrate to the Tathagata very beautiful form. I prostrate to the Tathagata very gentle body. I prostrate to the Tathagata free of all fears. I offer this ocean of nectar, having 5 desirable qualities for each of the 5 senses, to the earth goddess Dema, to the multitudes of landlords, to the 5 long-life sisters, and to all the rest of the protectors who abide in the snowland Tibet, and especially I offer this to the landlords and devas of this country and this property. Please take this. Please let me do here whatever I have to do. Purify myself and gain wisdom and compassion for the sake of all sentient beings. I am not trying to take this place away from you, but I'm just using it for a short time. Therefore, please do not worry or be angry, jealous, or afraid. Please have compassion, help me, and do not interfere. Take this offering and whatever else you need. Please accomplish all the necessary conditions exactly according to our wishes. Due to the power of my attitude, due to the power of the blessing of the Tathagatas, and due to the power of the sphere of Dharma emptiness, may whatever we wish for, all the purposes, activities, may all this happen right now without any obstacles. And visualize that the spirits take the offering and are very happy and satisfied, and give you permission to use the place in safety. Rely on these beings to dispel all obstacles and accomplish all the necessary conditions for completing retreat. Offering the Gektor. Offering the Gektor. First with the Akshin vase, if you don't have a non-poisonous plant to use as this stick for dispelling and blessing, you can use the peacock feather, but it's better to use the stick if you can. So first we dispel with the Akshin vase that's already been blessed. Om Kandarohi Hum Hum Pe. Then we dispel with the inner offering, left hand ring finger. Om Kandarohi Hum Hum Pe. Om Sawawa Shuddha Sawadama Sawawa Shuddho Hum. From the sphere of emptiness, the letter Broom becomes a vast and expansive jeweled vessel, inside of which the syllable Om melts and becomes a great ocean of uncontaminated, exalted wisdom nectar. Om Ah Hum, Om Ah Hum, Om Ah Hum. Light the candles. And light the charcoal for the Gektor censer. A little sand at the bottom of the censer. Light the charcoal, place on top of the sand. When it's burning well, add the black frankincense on top. Close if it feels like it's a robust enough fire. You can light this using a tea light. You can light this using a lighter or matches. You know that it's going when it starts sparking. Like that. Old charcoal will take longer to light. This kind of charcoal can sometimes be found in Indian grocers or Asian grocers. Regular charcoal briquettes for the fire in a barbecue sometimes work, but they're a little big for our purposes. And there it goes. And then you add some of the frankincense on top, and it starts smoking. I have the charcoal on a bed of sand in the censer. Sometimes it starts going and starts coming out. Sometimes once it's started, it'll start to go out. But I can see the red ember. I'm not sure if you can see it. Let's So you can see it's starting to smoke. So that's ready to go. You can hand it to your helper who can start the fumigation process, or if you're by yourself, you can do this later in the practice. Make sure that the chain is out of the way so that it's easy to grab later and it doesn't burn you. You'll be doing this motion. And so we start with holding the Gektor with the flames towards ourself, the practitioner. We hold it in our right hand, rotated clockwise until the Soha, and then we switch and snap with the right hand. So this is my right hand. I'm going clockwise. Om Sawa Bihana Nama Sawa Tata Gata Byo Vishva Mukta Byo Sawa Tad Kamu Gate Sparana Ima Gangana Kam Grinhana Idam Bamtaye Soha. Remember emptiness. Om Sawa Bihana Nama Sawa Tata Gata Vishva Mukte Byo Sawa Tad Kamu Gate Sparana Imam Gangana Kam Grihana Indam Bamtaye Soha. Om Sawa Bihana Nawa Sawa Tata Gata Byo Vishva Mukte Byo Sawa Tad Kamu Gate Spar Idam Gangana Kam Grihana Idam Bamtaye Soha. Now turn the plate so the lights are facing outward. If you can, hold the Vajra. Put your hands in the threatening mudra to hold. Put your hands in the threatening mudra to hold. This time counterclockwise. And as we recite, we ring the bell in a voice that is halfway between mild and fierce. Om Sumbane Sumba Hum Hum Pe. Om Grina Grina Hum Hum Pe. Om Grina Paya Hum Hum Pe. Om Hanyo Ho Bhagawan Vajra Hum Hum Pe. Om Sumbani Sumba Hum Hum Pe. Om Grina Grina Hum Hum Pe. Om Grina Paya Hum Hum Pe. Om Hanyo Ho Bhagawan Vajra Hum Hum Pe. Om Sumbani Sumba Hum Hum Pe. Om Grina Hum Hum Pe. Om Grina Paya Hum Hum Pe. Om Hanyo Ho Bhagawan Vajra Hum Hum Pe. Give the Gektor to your assistant or place it ready to go out the door. Now your helper would be facing towards the door, with the door maybe cracked until it's time to go out. If you're doing this by yourself, just have it pointed towards the door and you can take it out in a moment. Like this, little fingers interlaced, the announcement of truth. Hark, by the strength of the truth of all holy teachers, such as noble root and lineage teachers, the truth of the Shravakas, Pratyeka Buddhas, Dharmapalas, and guardians, and especially by the truth of the deities of this mandala, may the evil spirits and interferences who would hinder this retreat be satiated by this torment and return to their own abodes. O harmful ones, do not doubt that if you do not go, the blazing fire of this wrathful wisdom Vajra will smash your head into 100 pieces. Depart, for this is an enunciation of truth. The practitioner now thrice speaks the mantra fiercely while ringing the bell and throwing first rice, then mustard seeds. The assistant at this time gives the Gektor one more turn to the left and takes it away, carrying the incense burner. So if you're doing this by yourself, you just do it in stages. Om Sumbani Sumba Hum Hum Pe. Om Grina Grina Hum Hum Pe. Om Grina Paya Hum Hum Pe. Om Anya Ho Bhagawan Vajra Hum Hum Pe. Om Sumbani Sumba Hum Hum Pe. Om Grina Paya Hum Hum Pe. Om Anya Ho Bhagawan Vajra Hum Hum Pe. Om Sumbani Sumba Hum Hum Pe. Om Grina Hum Hum Pe. Om Grina Paya Hum Hum Pe. Om Anya Ho Bhagawan Vajra Hum Hum Pe. Take it outside. And now the assistant fumigates with the incense, or you do it yourself, to every single nook and cranny all throughout your retreat space. Sprinkle with action vase and inner offering. Om Kandarohi Hum Hum Pe. Om Kandarohi Hum Hum Pe. Om Sawa Shuddha Sawa Dhamma Sawa Shuddho Hum. From the sphere of emptiness, the letter Broom becomes a vast and expansive jeweled vessel, inside of which the syllable Om melts and becomes a great ocean of uncontaminated, exalted wisdom nectar. Om Ai Hum, Om Ai Hum, Om Ai Hum. While reciting the passage below, the assistant to the right lights the 3 butter lamps that are standing at the base of the Gektor, while the practitioner puts frankincense on the charcoal. Yeah, when it starts doing sparks like that, you know it's starting to catch. Yeah. Some people use tongs to hold it steady. From the whom at my heart, rays of light are emitted, and hook all the assembly of the interferers that are obstacles for oneself to accomplish this profound retreat. They hook and invite them as guests for whom this torma is to be offered. Practitioner picks up the plate of the Gektor in such a way that the lights face towards themselves. The plate is held in the right hand and rotated clockwise until one says Soha. At Soha, switch the plate to the left hand and snap the fingers of the right hand. Do this 3 times while reciting the mantra. Om Sawa Bihana Nama Sawa Tatagatabhyo Vishvamuktebhyo Sawa Tad Kamugate Sparana Imam Gangana Kam Grihana Idam Bamtaye Soha. Om Sawa Bihana Nama Sawa Tatagatabhyo Vishvamuktebhyo Sawa Tad Kamugate Sparana Imam Gangana Kam Grihana Idam Bamtaye Soha. Om Sawa Bihana Nama Sawa Tatagatabhyo Vishvamuktebhyo Sawa Tad Kamugate Sparana Imam Gangana Kam Grihana Idam Bamtaye Soha. Now turn the plate so the lights are facing out. The right hand holds the plate in a threatening gesture with forefinger and pinky finger extended upwards and rotates the plate counterclockwise while reciting the mantra below. At the same time, in the left hand, also in the threatening gesture, rings the bell. Recite the mantra in a voice that is halfway between mild and fierce. Om Zumbani Zumba Hum Hum Pe. Om Grinha Grinha Hum Hum Pe. Om Grinha Paya Hum Hum Pe. Om Anayo Bhagawan Vajra Hum Hum Pe. Om Sumbani Sumba Hum Hum Pe. Om Grinha Grinha Hum Hum Pe. Om Grinha Paya Hum Hum Pe. Om Anaya Ho Bhagawan Vajra Hum Hum Pe. Om Sumbani Sumba Hum Hum Pe. Om Grinha Hum Hum Pe. Om Grinha Paya Hum Hum Pe. Om Anaya Ho Bhagawan Vajra Hum Hum Pe. At the completion of this, give the torma to the assistant, who takes both the incense burner and the Gektor to the doorway. They remain facing outward. The practitioner, his hands back to back, little fingers interlocked, right hand nearer to the heart, and holding the Vajra and bell, makes the enunciation of truth. Hark! By the strength of the truth of all holy teachers, such as the noble root and lineage teachers, by the truth of the Shravakas, Pratyeka Buddhas, Dharmapalas, and guardians, and especially by the truth of the deities of this mandala, May the evil spirits and interferences who would hinder this retreat be satiated by this torment and return to their own abodes. O harmful ones, do not doubt that if you do not go, the blazing fires of this wrathful wisdom Vajra will smash your heads to 100 pieces. Depart, for this is an enunciation of truth. The practitioner now thrice speaks the mantra fiercely while ringing the bell and throwing first rice, then mustard seeds. The assistant at this time gives the Gektor one more turn to the left and takes it away outside while carrying the incense burner. Om Sumbani Sumba Hum Hum Pe Hom Grinha Grinha Hum Hum Pe Hom Grinha Paya Hum Hum Pe Om Hana Yoho Bhagawan Vajra Hum Hum Pe Om Sumbani Sumba Hum Hum Pe Om Grinha Grinha Hum Hum Pe Om Grinha Paya Hum Hum Pe Om Hana Yoho Bhagawan Vajra Hum Hum Pe. Returning with the incense burner and empty plate, the assistant fumigates the room well, while the practitioner continues to recite the action mantra with an intense and wrathful way, while ringing the bell and playing the damaru, while meditating on the fact that all hindrances have been removed. Om Kandarohi Hum Hum Pe, Om Kandarohi Hum Hum Pe, Om Kandarohi Hum Hum Pe. Om Kandarohi Hum Hum Pe, 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 Om Kandarohi Hum Hum Pe. Establishing the retreat boundaries. Remember the limits of your retreat, specifically the physical, verbal, and mental boundaries that you have set for yourself while engaging in this retreat. Mentally mark your retreat border, such as outside a particular gate or door. The border marks the point beyond which you don't go, and inside of which people who are not included in your retreat boundaries may not enter. If this is a long retreat, include assistants and other people such as teachers, doctors, relatives, friends, etc. In addition, several unspecified people should be included in case one is later compelled to meet someone, although in practice these people should not come in unless absolutely necessary. In order to not forget people, recite each of their names one by one on your mala and remember them in your mind. Visualize yourself and all those whom you have allowed or might need to enter your retreat boundaries with a diamond-like sphere of protection. Meditating on that. Consecrating the seat. Hold the bell with your left hand in the mudra of concentration, while holding the Vajra with your thumb in the palm of your right hand. Touch the edge of your seat with your remaining 4 fingertips, palm facing down in the earth-controlling mudra. So your left hand is in the concentration mudra with the bell at your lap, right hand Vajra, and then the rest of the fingers down touching your seat, and then add the mantra, Om Vajra Asana Hum Soha. Like that. Say, all the ground from my retreat seat down to the golden base becomes adamantine, the quality of all Vajras. Om Vajra Asana Hum Soha. 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 Thus the seat is consecrated. Protecting the directions. Then recite the following mantra as many times as possible, while gradually starting from the east in front of you, in the 4 directions, going counterclockwise. Sprinkle the inner offering onto oneself, around the place, material possessions, and enjoyments. Om Kandarohi Hum Hum Pe. Om Kandarohi Hum Hum Pe. Thus, again, protect yourself and dispel interferers. Consecrating the practitioner. At my crown, a white Om transforms into a white wheel, adorned with Om at its center. My throat, a red Ah, transforms into a red lotus, adorned with an Ah at its center. At my heart, a blue Hum transforms into a blue Vajra, adorned with Hum at its center. Then, with the ring finger of the left hand, take the inner offering and place a drop at the crown, throat, and heart while reciting Om Ah Hum, Om Ah Hum, Om Ah Hum. From these syllables, beams of light are emitted to the 10 directions, to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, summoning forth the blessings of their holy body, holy speech, and holy mind in the aspect of the deities of the 3 Vajras, and beams of light which absorb into my 3 places. My 3 doors are blessed in the nature of the 3 Vajras. By this, the preliminary practice is well completed. Now take a little rest, have some food and drink, refresh yourself. When dusk time comes, then start the first session of the retreat. Jantu Sancho Rinpoche, Make Panam Ke Gyuchi, Ke Panyampa Me Payi, Gone Gondu Pelwa Sho, Toni Dawa Rinpoche, Make Panam Ke Gyuchi, Ke Panyampa Me Payi, Gone Gondu Pelwa Sho.